Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between Dimaga and oGs here on Scrap Station. This is going to be a mirror Zerg match here on Scrap Station. We have Dimaga spawning as the green Zerg over here at the 3 o'clock position. Meanwhile, we have oGs spawning as the blue Zerg over here. And I cannot read those Chinese characters. Don't know what that really means, but my wife's actually looking at it for me now. Right there? Oh, okay, never mind. She couldn't read it fast enough. Well, anyways, no big deal here. So oGs spawning as the blue Zerg over here at the 12 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Dimaga spawning as the green Zerg here. Now, Scrap Station, only a 1v1 map. Should be fairly interesting how both of these Zerg players really decide to play this. The fast expansion, the natural expansion, is much more easy to defend after one of the most recent patches. This is part of, I believe, patch 14 or 15. It does not have the most recent additions where the Thor was nerfed and a lot of the Terra nerfs were brought into play. So that's all that right there. And one thing I wanted to note was I was playing a couple games on Battle.net the other day, and someone noted to me that I couldn't possibly be the real Crota because the real Crota's not that good. Don't really understand what that really means. He said, like, yeah, I've seen you play, and he didn't really think it was me, but it really was me. And anyways, no harm, no foul. Now we see Dimaga coming in, gonna go ahead and set up his natural expansion using a 16 drone. So in comes that hatchery. Back over here, we already have oGs going for a gas before spawning pool. So right as that spawning pool is completed, he will have enough for the metabolic boost. Then he should also be able to train up a queen. Right when the queen's completed, the timing, the tight timing should allow the hatchery to be upgraded to a tier 2 layer. We'll see how oGs really wants to open up with this. And we could see some baneling action. We could even see some roaches as well in order to try to counteract those banelings. But not 100% sure what is going to be happening, as I am watching this game the first time with you guys. So I do not know the outcome of these games. Already metabolic boost being researched, queen now being trained up. Back over here, hatchery about 2/3 of the way completed. So that hatchery should go up without any real issue. And Dimaga leaving the Overlord right over this gap instead of over here, knowing that there's probably not going to be any Hydralisk for quite some time, or any Mutalisk that will really expose it. Now 2 Zerglings already on the move, and they're going to try to put pressure. The spawning pool over here by Dimaga, and timing this probably absolutely perfectly, now going to create 6 Zerglings. So those 6 Zerglings now going to be spawning up in just a second, and should be able to complete right just in time for those Zerglings to run around this corner and try to move on in. Just so important that these destructible rocks here are here, so that those Zerglings have a harder time to run on in. And now those Zerglings deciding to run back. It's going to be a 6-on-6 fight, as there is now an Overlord by oGs. oGs can see this, so it's now going to be 8 Zerglings versus 6. How is this all really going to work out? No one really knows. Now it's going to be 8-on-6, 8-on-8. So both players just trying to get a feel for the other players' Zerglings. And now we already have banelings being, I guess, morphed in. As those banelings are being morphed in, that's going to be very, they're cancelled at just the right moment, because Dimaga came in, and those baneling cocoons are very vulnerable during that fight. So a nice back and forth between these two, and now a metabolic boost already in for oGs. So oGs with that metabolic boost will be able to flank those Zerglings fairly easily. Dimaga also getting banelings of his own, and also getting the metabolic boost. So that metabolic boost gonna complete in just a moment. And right now oGs is perhaps trying to get some damage in, trying to push out and deal some damage towards Dimaga, but Dimaga with that additional hatchery should be able to get a stronger economic boost in just a little while. Dimaga sitting on 15 harvesters compared to 14. Both players really low in terms of the Zerg. Banelings now coming and splashing against each other. So now oGs may be able to get in a couple of banelings here. How is this really going to work? Oh, more banelings splashing in. One single baneling left. And taking a look at the unit combination, or army size, it's fairly in favor of oGs by just a little bit, as those units continue to move back and forth. 25 gas. I thought a baneling banelings cost 25 gas. I thought they cost 50 gas for some reason. Anyways, so more banelings now being I guess morphed into play once again. More Zerglings going to be coming back over. Zerglings still trying to protect this expansion and perhaps get this expansion fully operational. Both players sitting on a fairly weak economy, only sitting on 14 harvesters, and now banelings OGS losing a couple Zerglings there as those Banelings were able to detonate, and now more Banelings coming in. So how is this all going to work? Those nice splash damage coming in again, and more of those Banelings are going to try to go ahead and try to push. And how is this all going to work? Banelings sacrificing against each other, and really Dimaga doing a great job of just trying to stay one step ahead. This additional hatchery producing additional larvae, really giving him a more of an economic boost. Or sorry, more of a larva production boost, just because he doesn't have to continually go back to it and try to go back to his main layer or hatchery and try to produce more units. Zerglings and Banelings continue to come on in. Banelings splashing over here. How's this going to work? And OGS continually losing a lot of those units. Both sides losing about the same. OGS losing losing 250 minerals more, and more Banelings coming in. OGS being forced to pull away even further. So just two Zerglings sitting here, going to fight off about a dozen. They're gonna go ahead and regroup. So, wow. And just coming back over here, Dimaga finally starting to, trying to, wow, a little bit out of it today. Dimaga finally using additional hatchery to try to mine out more minerals. As those Banelings are now suiciding into this mineral line, will Dimaga lose any of these drones? Queen coming over to try to hold off on these Zerglings, and wow, Dimaga able to continue to fend off, even though army-wise, looking at the map control, it seems as though OGS has the stronger army just by a larger blue clump on the map. However, there are a tightly packed group of Zerglings and Banelings over here. Banelings now trying to come on in. Will it really work out? The nice sacrifice there. So wow, OGS trying to do the same thing over and over again. Not sure if that's really the best play. Dimaga's been able to consistently use a smaller army to fend off this attack after attack. So I really like how Dimaga's doing this. Dimaga's coming in, trying to deal damage across a lot of these Banelings, and then letting that final Queen finish off that rest of that damage. A nice splash there, so only two Banelings left, and still OGS really not getting the damage dealt that he needs to. And now Dimaga's has a 5 harvester count over OGS, and OGS is going to start to lose us unless he's able to really deal damage and hit the mineral line of Dimaga. Zerglings fighting a nice wall here, and there they are coming back. More Banelings coming in to bring up the rear. And now in come those Banelings. Banelings do not have that movement speed upgrade. And now in comes one Baneling, a nice splash, and once again, Dimaga able to consistently hold off this whole entire attack. And now Dimaga even has a stronger army. OGS really needs to change up his strategy now, and perhaps try to go for something completely different. Zergling's now trying to do a quick run by and run into the base of Dimaga, into the fast expansion of Dimaga. Back over here, more Banelings detonating, and then being able to just destroy more Zerglings here. This is just... I can't even tell how far into the game I am. This is just back and forth Zergling and Baneling action. No tech to tier 2 just quite yet, so it is just Banelings and Zerglings for both sides, but Dimaga still getting stronger and stronger in terms of the economy. Now has 6 additional harvesters, and that is gonna should turn into a much stronger ability, or stronger army in just a little while. More queens should be produced perhaps as well. Dimaga now getting more Zerglings. And now those Zerglings just pulling away once again, just back and forth. Zerglings trying to get in a couple quick hits onto OGS's Banelings. Banelings, perhaps a Queen's going to come on in, and right there sacrificing, suiciding in, losing 2 Zerglings needlessly there. But that's really the first mistake I've seen Dimaga really mess up on. And now Dimaga going to tier 2, going for a layer. So Banelings now detonating even further. Just stay tuned for part 2 of this replay between Dimaga and OGS here on Scrap Station.